It is 139 BCE. The Han Empire is restless. For decades, the Xiongnu have dominated the northern frontier, a nomadic confederation so powerful that even the Han emperors must send tribute. Silk, grain, princesses for marriage. It is a humiliation that burns in the hearts of Han ministers. Reports of Xiongnu raids pile up like storm clouds over the northern frontier. Villages burned, cattle stolen, families displaced. The Han military is strong, but the Xiongnu cavalry moves too fast, strikes too hard, vanishes too completely. In a quiet corner of the palace, a young official, Zhang Qian, is summoned. Zhang Qian had seen the suffering of border villages firsthand, children with no food, elders with no hope. This was more than duty, it was a chance to save his people. He has spent years documenting frontier reports, studying maps, memorizing the names of oasis kingdoms he has never seen. Emperor Wu gives him a mission no one has ever attempted. Find the Yuezhi, cross the lands beyond our maps, bring back an alliance. The Yuezhi were once a powerful people, masters of the western grasslands. But the Xiongnu crushed them, killed their king, and drove them west into the unknown. If Zhang Qian can find the remnants of this scattered nation, if he can convince them to join forces with the Han, then perhaps, just perhaps, the Xiongnu can be struck from both east and west. Zhang Qian bows. He knows the truth. No Han envoy has ever returned from the west. The lands beyond the frontier are a blank space on the map, filled only with rumors of deserts that swallow armies whole, mountains that scrape the sky, and kingdoms that speak languages no Han scholar has ever heard. He departs with 100 men, soldiers, interpreters, guides who claim to know the western paths. They carry silk for trade, grain for sustenance, and a hope so fragile it might shatter in the first desert wind. He will return with only a handful. And the world will never be the same. The Xiongnu are not just raiders, they are a superpower. Their confederation stretches from the forests of Mongolia to the steppes of Kazakhstan, a vast empire of horse and bow. Their cavalry can move 200 kilometers in a day, appearing on the horizon like a storm, striking before the Han can mobilize, vanishing back into the grasslands before counterattack. The Han need allies. The Yuezhi, once powerful, were driven west by the Xiongnu years earlier. Their king was killed, his skull made into a drinking cup, a trophy of Xiongnu dominance. The survivors fled west, seeking new lands, new lives. If Zhang Qian can find them, maybe the Han can strike back. Within weeks of leaving the frontier, Zhang Qian is seized by Xiongnu scouts. They are riding through a narrow pass when the arrows come not to kill, but to capture. The Xiongnu want information. They want to know what the Han are planning. They want to break this young official and turn him into nothing more than another prisoner of the steppe. For 10 years, he lives as a political prisoner. 10 years. Not in chains, but in a kind of gilded captivity. The Xiongnu Chanyu, the supreme leader, sees value in keeping Zhang Qian alive. He gives him a wife, a Xiongnu woman whose name history does not record. He gives him work, tending horses, learning the language, understanding the culture. He marries, he works, he waits, but he never forgets his mission. Each night, he traces the route west in his mind. Each day, he listens to the stories of traders and travelers, memorizing the names of oasis kingdoms, the distances between water sources, the locations of mountain passes. He is no longer just a prisoner, he is a student of the West, preparing for the day he will escape. One night, during a storm, he slips away with a few loyal men. Thunder masks their footsteps. Rain washes away their tracks. They steal horses, grab what supplies they can carry, and ride west not toward home, but deeper into the unknown. To return to Han now would be failure. The mission must be completed. They head west into the unknown. The Taklamakan is a desert that kills without mercy. Its name means place of no return in the old Uyghur tongue. Sand dunes rise like frozen waves, shifting with every wind. Temperatures swing from scorching heat that shimmers the air to freezing nights that crack the bones. Sandstorms can last for days, blotting out the sun, burying caravans alive. Zhang Qian follows the northern rim, stopping at oasis kingdoms that will one day become Silk Road hubs. Turpan, a depression below sea level, where grapes grow in impossible abundance and irrigation channels carved into the earth bring water from distant mountains. Kucha, a kingdom of music and dance, where Buddhist monks translate sutras and merchants speak a dozen languages. Aksu, a fortress city guarding the mountain passes, where the air is thin and the stars burn bright. He records everything: crops, customs, languages, military strength, which kingdoms are rich, which are poor, which have armies, which rely on trade, which might welcome Han merchants, which might rob them blind. This is not just exploration, it is intelligence gathering for an empire that dreams of expansion. In Dayuan, he sees something extraordinary: massive, powerful horses, the heavenly horses that will later reshape Han warfare. These are not the small, stocky ponies of the Han cavalry. These are beasts of muscle and speed, standing nearly 16 hands high, their coats gleaming like bronze in the valley sun. The people of Dayuan breed them with obsessive care, feeding them alfalfa and grain, training them from birth. Zhang Qian understands immediately. These horses could change everything. With them, the Han cavalry could match the Xiongnu on their own terms. The emperor will want these horses whatever the cost. He reaches Bactria, then the Yuezhi, now settled and prosperous. Bactria is a land of surprises. Greek-style columns stand beside Buddhist stupas. Coins bear the faces of Indo-Greek kings who speak both Greek and Prakrit. The cities are rich, filled with goods from India, Persia, and lands even farther west. And there, finally, are the Yuezhi. But they refuse to fight the Xiongnu. They have new lands now, fertile and defensible. They have built cities, established trade routes, raised families. The memory of their defeat has faded. The desire for revenge has cooled. Why should they risk everything for a Han alliance when they are finally at peace? The mission has failed. On the way home, he is captured again. He escapes again. 13 years after he left, Zhang Qian returns to Chang'an. 13 years. His hair is streaked with grey. His face is weathered by desert wind and mountain cold. His clothes are worn, his body scarred. But in his hands, he carries bamboo slips filled with knowledge that will change the world. He kneels before Emperor Wu and delivers a report that will change Chinese foreign policy forever. He speaks of the Western kingdoms, their wealth and their weaknesses. He describes the heavenly horses of Dayuan, the trade routes of Bactria, the mountain passes that can be crossed, the oases that can sustain armies. He tells of civilizations that have never heard of China, but might eagerly trade for its silk. The military alliance with the Yuezhi has failed, but something far greater has begun. Zhang Qian has not just explored the West, he has mapped the future of Eurasia. Let's widen the lens. What was happening across the world while Zhang Qian was walking across Eurasia? While one man's footsteps were quietly weaving together the threads of civilization, empires rose and fell, religions spread, and the foundations of the modern world were being laid, all without knowing that they were part of something larger. Rome has just destroyed Carthage in 146 BCE, 8 years before Zhang Qian's legendary journey begins. With the Mediterranean cleared of rivals, Roman merchants began seeking new trade routes west. But the direct path to China was blocked by the powerful Xiongnu. This is why Zhang Qian's mission was so critical. He was seeking an alternative route to the west. Rome is drunk on victory. Silver from Spanish mines floods the treasury. Slaves from conquered territories work the fields. Greek art and philosophy flow into the city, transforming a rough military power into something more sophisticated, more dangerous. But wealth brings corruption. Politics fracture between populists and aristocrats. Generals grow more powerful than senators. The republic is dying, though few yet realize it. In a few decades, a dictator named Julius Caesar will cross the Rubicon and Rome will become an empire. While Zhang Qian walks through Bactria, a new power is emerging to the west. The Parthians, originally nomads from the Central Asian steppes, have seized control of the ancient Persian lands. They are masters of cavalry warfare, their horse archers legendary for speed and precision. Parthia sits at the crossroads of the world. To the east, China and Central Asia. To the west, Rome and the Mediterranean. To the south, India and the Indian Ocean. The Parthians understand their position perfectly. They will become the middlemen of history, controlling the flow of goods, ideas, and wealth between East and West. Roman senators will wear Chinese silk, never knowing where it truly comes from. Chinese emperors will prize Roman glass, imagining a civilization at the edge of the world. And Parthia will stand between them, growing rich on the traffic of dreams. India, too, is in transformation. The great Mauryan Empire, which once stretched from Afghanistan to the Deccan Plateau, has fragmented. In its place, smaller kingdoms rise and fall, each claiming legitimacy, each competing for trade and power. In the northwest, where Alexander the Great's armies once marched, Indo-Greek kings rule. They mint coins with Greek letters on one side, Prakrit on the other. They build cities with Greek theatres and Buddhist stupas. They are cultural hybrids, bridges between worlds. And Buddhism, the religion founded by a prince who renounced his throne, is spreading. Monks walk the same paths as merchants, carrying sutras instead of silk, offering spiritual wealth instead of material. They establish monasteries at oasis towns, creating nodes of learning and culture that will outlast empires. While Eurasia stirs with movement, other civilizations flourish in their own orbits. In Nubia, south of Egypt, the kingdom of Kush builds pyramids not as tombs for pharaohs, but as monuments to a culture that refuses to fade. They trade gold, ivory, and ebony with Egypt, with Rome, with lands across the Red Sea. In Mesoamerica, the Maya are laying the foundations of their great cities. They develop a calendar more accurate than any in the Old World. They study the stars, predict eclipses, record their history in glyphs that future scholars will struggle to decipher. These civilizations barely know each other exist. Rome does not know that China exists. China has only vague rumors of a great empire called Dakin far to the west. India trades with both, but serves as an intermediary, not a connector. Zhang Qian's journey is the first thread that will eventually weave them together. Within a century, caravans will carry silk to Rome, glass to China, ideas to everyone. Not just goods, but technologies, religions, art. Paper will travel west, Buddhism will enter China. Mathematical concepts will flow between India and the Islamic world. The stirrup, invented in Asia, will revolutionize European warfare. Gunpowder will follow centuries later, changing the nature of conflict forever. The Silk Road wasn't planned. It was discovered, one step at a time. Zhang Qian did not set out to create a trade network. He was looking for allies. He failed in his mission and succeeded in something far greater. He proved that the West could be reached, that the journey was possible, that the rewards were worth the risk. Others will follow. Merchants, monks, diplomats, adventurers, each will add their own thread to the tapestry. Each will discover that the world is larger, stranger, and more connected than anyone imagined. And it all began with one man, walking west, refusing to give up. You can still follow Zhang Qian's path today, and it begins here in Xi'an. Xi'an is one of China's 4 ancient capitals, a city where history lives in every stone. The famous terracotta warriors guard the tomb of the first emperor just outside the city, but the real treasure is the city itself. Walk the ancient city wall, one of the best preserved in China. Rent a bicycle at the south gate for about 20 to 30 yuan, $3.05, and cycle the 1-4 kilometer perimeter. Best time? Sunset, when the light turns the bricks golden and the lanterns begin to glow. Explore the Muslim quarter, where Hui Muslims have lived for over 1,000 years. Sample Rujiamo, often called the world's first hamburger, for just 10 to 15 yuan. Try Yang Gru Palmo, lamb stew with crumbled bread, a dish that traces its roots to Silk Road traders. Visit the Shaanxi History Museum free with advance reservation to see artifacts from Zhang Qian's era, bronze mirrors, jade ornaments, pottery that tells the story of the Han Dynasty. Practical tips. Xi'an is well connected by high-speed rail from Beijing, 4.5 hours, $80 120, and Shanghai, 6 hours, $100 150. Best season, April-May or September-October, when temperatures are mild and crowds are manageable. Avoid Chinese national holidays, especially Golden Week in early October, when the city becomes unbearably crowded. Tianshui offers one of China's most dramatic Buddhist sites. 2 hours west of Xi'an by train, Tianshui is home to the Maijishan Grottoes, Wheat Stack Mountain, carved with over 7,000 Buddhist sculptures dating back to the 5th century. Wooden walkways cling to the cliff face, giving you close-up views of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and celestial musicians. Ticket price, around 90 yuan, $13. Add another 50 yuan if you want to visit the lesser-known Ximen Grottoes nearby. Best time to visit, early morning, when the light hits the carvings perfectly and tour groups haven't arrived yet. Wear good shoes, there's a lot of climbing. The painted earth of Zhangye looks unreal at dawn. Zhangye Danxia National Geopark is one of China's most photographed landscapes. Layers of red, orange, yellow, and green sandstone create a rainbow mountain that looks like it was painted by a mad artist. Getting there, high-speed rail from Xi'an to Zhangye takes about 5 hours, $60, 90. From Zhangye City, buses or taxis run to the geopark, about 1 hour, 30 to 50 yuan. Ticket, 75 yuan, $11 for the standard route, which includes shuttle buses between viewing platforms. Best time, sunrise or sunset, when the colors are most vivid. Bring a jacket, it gets cold even in summer. Stay overnight in Zhangye City, hotels from $30, 80 to catch both dawn and dusk. Jiayuguan, the last major fort before the desert. Jiayuguan Fortress marks the western end of the Ming Dynasty Great Wall. Standing on the ramparts, looking west toward the endless Gobi, you can almost hear the caravans disappearing into the unknown. Ticket, 120 yuan, $17 for the full complex, including the fortress, watchtowers, and a small museum. Getting there, Jiayuguan is on the rail line between Zhangye and Dunhuang. Trains run regularly, 2 to 3 hours from Zhangye, $20 40. Best season, May-September. Winter is brutally cold, with temperatures dropping below -20 degrees Celsius, -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Dunhuang is the spiritual heart of the Silk Road. This desert oasis town is home to the Mogao Caves, a UNESCO World Heritage Site containing over 700 Buddhist cave temples with 45,000 square meters of murals and 2,400 painted sculptures. Tickets. Standard tour is 238 yuan, $34, and includes access to 8 caves. Book at least 3 to 7 days in advance, especially in peak season. They limit daily visitors to protect the caves. But Dunhuang offers more than caves. Visit Crescent Lake and Mingsha Dunes, a crescent-shaped oasis surrounded by singing sand dunes. Ticket, 110 yuan, $16. Climb the dunes at sunset when the sand glows orange and the wind creates an eerie, musical hum. Getting there. Fly from Xi'an to Dunhuang, 2.5 hours, $150, 250, or take an overnight train from Jiayuguan, 5 to 6 hours, $30, 50. Best season, May-October. July-August is peak season, but also the hottest. September-October offers perfect weather and fewer crowds. For a deeper journey, continue west into Xinjiang, where cultures, languages, and landscapes shift with every 100 kilometers. Turpan, China's hottest city, is famous for its grapes and ancient Uyghur culture. Kucha preserves the ruins of ancient Kucha, one of the kingdoms Zhang Qian visited. Kashgar, at the edge of the Taklamakan, still hosts a Sunday market that feels unchanged for 1,000 years. Practical notes. Xinjiang requires extra travel permits for some areas. Check current regulations before traveling. The region is vast, distances are enormous, domestic flights are often faster than trains. Budget estimate. For a 10-day journey following Zhang Qian's route, budget $1,500, $2,500 per person, excluding international flights, including mid-range hotels, trains, tickets, and food. Zhang Qian left to find an ally. He returned with something far more valuable, a map of the world beyond China and the first spark of the Silk Road. Today, you can walk in his footsteps. You can stand where he stood, see what he saw, feel the wind that carried him west. Next time, we go underground to the tomb of the first emperor and the 8,000 clay soldiers who guard him. I'm Zhan, this is the Compass Dragon. See you in 2 weeks.